Hey YouTube, it's the Herbal Prepper. I had a video of me showing you make this tincture, but unfortunately because I was doing it on my phone because YouTube is being a Nazi and won't allow me to upload anything on my video recorder, the video turned out terrible. The quality was ridiculous. So I'm hoping this one will actually be better, but of course it will not show the steps. So I'm just going to have to tell you how I did this. Now, this is a tincture. If you don't know what a tincture is plant material of some sort. In this case, this is pine that I just went out and harvested from my local pine trees. But you extract the properties of the plant material with alcohol. You can use, most tinctures are alcohol, and you want to use about 80 to 100 or higher proof alcohol to extract the properties, or else you're really not going to be doing anything. And your tincture isn't going to be very much stronger than what a regular tea would be. But you can do tinctures in glycerin, honey, vinegar, and alcohol. Although the strongest will be alcohol. I make my son's multivitamin with glycerin because he's only 2, and I need it to be sweeter and him not have a problem with it. And so a lot of people will use glycerin for children's tinctures rather than alcohol, but my personal multivitamin is an alcohol tincture. But so what you're going to do is you're going to just, you're just going to take the plant material and you're going to lay it out, and you want to chop off all of the ends that connect the straw to the actual tree. And when doing that, see right in here I have the pine cones, but when doing that you lay it out and you chop it off. And so as you have your pine straw all laid out, then you just want to chop your pine straw up. See, if you notice, I don't know if you can, but if you notice, the video here shows that the pine straw is actually cut up. It's not one solid, pieces in here. You want to do that because you want to expose as much of the plant material as possible so that the ends that are leaking out the essential oils and the properties of the plant material is getting attention from the alcohol, because the alcohol is going to go in there. You want to disturb it like this, and the alcohol is going to go in there and wash away and extract the goodness out of the plant. And so at this point, what you're going to want to do is you're going to stick all your plant material in your mason jar here. And once it's in your mason jar, then you want to pour your alcohol at least, I always say at least 100 proof. Some people say 80, but I don't ever use 80. But you want to do it all the way up to about here of plant material. And then you want to do the rest in liquid, which will be the alcohol or whatever other method of extract you plan to use. And the reason you want to do about this much, because you don't want to fill it all the way up, because then you have too much plant material and the plant material is going to be wasted and it's not going to be able to get as much alcohol in there to pull it out. So another rule of thumb, you want to cover the plant material up as much as possible for multiple different reasons. One of them being the plant material that's showing and is sticking out could develop bacteria on it. With alcohol you don't have to worry about that too much, but with other forms you do. So always cover your plant material. See how it's sticking out here? That'll be covered. It's not a huge deal if you have a little tip sticking out, but just to let you know, that's one of the reasons, so that you don't have bacterial growth at the top. And I always will stick plastic here in between the lid of my jar and the inside of it, because I don't want any rust on my my mason jar lids. And that will happen if you use a vinegar tincture. I make some chemicals chemical-free, cleaners with vinegar tinctures, and it will every single time rust it. So at this point, when your plant material's in here, you want to pour your alcohol or whatever solvent you're using in there, and you want to fill it all the way up. Put the bag over it. These are just Ziploc baggies with the zip part cut off. And then you want to seal it up. And you're going to have it sealed. Now, this isn't something you make today and it's ready tomorrow. This is something that's going to take approximately 6 weeks. You'll hear people say 2. I recommend 6 weeks minimum. I've never made a tincture unless it was a glycerin tincture that I use a heating process with in my crock pot, but that's for another day. But I've never made a tincture that was ready within 2 weeks. Everything always takes about 6 weeks, and you'll notice, maybe not with this tincture, but with other plant materials, it'll get real dark. This one won't get very dark. It will color some, but it won't be completely black or brown or whatever the material of the plant extract that pulls out is. So now, after you've got it basically bottled up and ready to go, you want to label it. And you put a label just across the side, or I always put mine on my plastic piece here so I don't get sticky residue on there. That's just me being OCD. But I put it, and I name, okay, so I put pine straw and pine cone tincture in whatever percentage alcohol. So if I use 100 proof, that's 50% alcohol. If I use higher, like Everclear or something, which is what I try to use, you want to put like 100 and whatever, 50, 190, whatever Everclear is, proof, and then you want to below put the date you started it. So today is 7/23/13, and I'll put that there, and in 6 weeks I can strain this up and it's ready to go. And so what you do to strain it is you'll just take another mason jar, and as you see this here, pretend this is cheesecloth. You'll put the cheesecloth or whatever, an old t-shirt or something, over another mason jar, and you'll pour this into that and strain it out and squeeze it and get all of the extract into the new mason jar. You'll label it again, and then that's your tincture. And your tincture should give you about that much liquid. And so at that point, you bottle it up and it's ready to use. I'm sorry again about the video only showing the after process, but the first one was terrible. And so I will be doing more videos as soon as I can actually do them on my recorder rather than my phone. So let me know what you guys thought about this. I hope the quality isn't too bad. But I will be answering some questions so the video is not super long in the actual comment section. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks. Herbal Prepper out.